I am pitching the craziest twist. The audience will never see it coming, right?
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most hilarious, pointed, and terrifying superhero spoofs from comics, movies, and TV.
As I took you under mine.
Alfred, you've been watching way too many Lifetime movies and drinking Chardonnay.
It's Pinot Grigio.
Whatever it is.
Number 20, Team Impossible, The Venture Brothers.
I'd heard you'd lost your mind and stopped working, but it looks like you've been busy.
Do you work for me?
I had something more along the lines of a partnership in mind.
Marvel's first family, the Fantastic Four, proved fertile ground for ridicule in the form of Team Impossible from the Venture Brothers. The Impossibles are a flamboyant family of villains led by the dashing yet overconfident Impossible Man. Their dramatic, heroic personas and outlandish antics poke fun at Reed and Sue Richards. Where the Richards are confident, the Impossibles are ridiculous.
That must be the fireworks I arranged over there.
Despite their grandiose self-image, their actions often reveal a lack of competence. They are a supremely dysfunctional family that are more often self-sabotaged than defeated. Number 19, Section 8, DC Comics.
What are some of DC Comics' silliest superheroes? Here's the silliest, or rather weirdest, what the funkiest team in DC ever created Section 8.
Comic book legend Garth Ennis created Section 8, his brilliant satire of superhero teams, for DC Comics in 1997. Unlike DC's shining Justice League, Section 8 is a ragtag group of absolute lunatics. These heroes are pure misfits, whose catastrophic errors provide some of DC's funniest moments. It features members like Dog Welder, who welds dogs to villains, and the Defenestrator, a hero who throws people out of windows.
Oh, that's right, he literally just throws people through the window. Obviously, this is top-tier comedy, but you could argue the efficiency of this tactic is debatable.
They're less heroes who have adventures and more maniacs on capers. Section 8's shenanigans provide a refreshingly irreverent take on superhero storytelling.
And yes, they have met the Justice League before in hilariously weird situations and win against each member. They even aided against an alien invasion and world destroyers.
Number 18, Captain Underpants. Captain Underpants, the first epic movie.
Tra-la-la!
Captain Underpants is a straight-up, off-the-walls spoof of superheroes created by Dave Pilkey. Mr. Krupp is a mean elementary school principal. When George and Harold, a pair of his students, hypnotize him, Krupp transforms into the titular hero. Clad only in tidy whities and a red cape, Captain Underpants is a defender of justice. His powers tend to lead to more chaos than heroism, poking fun at the overly serious and infallible nature of traditional superheroes.
I am your principal!
Wait, is he Krupp again?
George!
Yep, pretty sure he is.
Harold!
How'd that even happen?
Tra-la-la!
The 2017 movie adaptation, Captain Underpants, the first epic movie, captures the spirit of the books with its playful animation style and sense of humor. Number 17, International Justice League of Super Acquaintances, SpongeBob SquarePants.
So it's agreed. We'll get one cheese pizza, one with pepperoni and mushrooms, and one with olives.
Super acquaintances, we need your help.
Gen Zers will be the most familiar with the International Justice League of Super Acquaintances from SpongeBob SquarePants. Our favorite underwater denizens don superhero costumes to fight the forces of evil. SpongeBob becomes the super fast Quickster. Patrick is the stretchy elastic waistband. Squidward is Captain Magma and can shoot lava. And Sandy is Miss Appear, who can become invisible.
Well, I guess it's up to me. I'll just sneak over, unseen, and catch him by surprise.
Despite these new personas, the characters lose none of their absurdity, making their super squad a team of chuckleheads. Their trademark combination of childlike enthusiasm and awkward ineptitude are more whimsical than action-packed.
The International Justice League of Super Acquaintances, a subsidiary of Viacom.
Number 16, Darkwing Duck. Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing Duck of mystery, champion of right, swoops out of the shadows, Darkwing of the night.
In the 1990s, Disney put forward a number of duck-centered cartoons. A millennial favorite is Darkwing Duck, an absolutely brilliant superhero spoof. He's a direct parody of classic pulp heroes like The Shadow or Dick Tracy. The series follows Drake Mallard, an ordinary suburban dad by day, and the self-proclaimed, quote, terror that flaps in the night.
So, you're the noxious nighttime nuisance behind St. Canard's slew of slumber-time stick-ups!
Yes! And soon the whole city will sleep.
Not while I'm around, Pee-wee.
As Darkwing Duck, he lampoons classic superhero tropes. His exaggerated bravado, catchphrases, and a penchant for dramatic entrances all often lead to hilarious misadventures. With his sidekick, Launchpad McQuack, and his adopted daughter Gosselin by his side, Darkwing fights an entire rogues gallery reminiscent of classic DC and Marvel baddies.
Oh, Dark, my hero.
Drat! I always wake up at the best part.
Number 15, John Hancock. Hancock.
The public will be clamoring for you. When they do, we'll be ready. And the worst case scenario is I'm wrong and you just, you fly out of there.
Hancock provides a refreshing take on the superhero genre. Its version of a Superman-like character is a disconnected, depressed, and solitary person with alcohol use disorder. He's seemingly immortal, but has amnesia, which is disconcerting. Will Smith plays the troubled superhero who has little regard for the consequences of his actions. He's incredibly abrasive as a successful means of isolating himself from others.
I ain't wearing that, Ray. Yes, you are. Oh, no, I'm not. No, you are. Actually, I'm not, Ray. I think you're not, but you are. I will fight crime, butt-ass naked, before I fight it in that, Ray.
Hancock's first connection in decades comes from the unlikeliest source, a PR specialist. His struggles with his powers are in full view of the public, and his new friend tries to reform his image. It's one of the most nuanced and relatable versions of Superman we've ever seen.
You gonna get us out of here with that tight-ass Wolverine outfit on? Now let's make it happen, asshole!
Number 14, Justice Friends, Dexter's Laboratory.
The Justice Friends, 3 of Earth's mightiest heroes, joining forces under one roof to face the challenge of everyday life.
Dexter's Laboratory answered a very funny question that someone should have asked. What if someone like Johnny Bravo were an Avenger? The Justice Friends were a slapstick pastiche of Earth's mightiest heroes that was a regular feature of Dexter's Laboratory. Comic fans could recognize farcical versions of their favorite heroes lurking just beneath the surface. Major Glory, the infraggable Krunk, and Valhallan are versions of the Avengers in everyday life.
Excellent. How about you, Krunk? Come on, extend the pinky. Come on, man, extend the pinky, extend the pinky!
We discovered that superheroes are the worst possible roommates as we see them deal with the mundane problems of everyday life. They were noted for being a mainstream parody that showed superheroes as dysfunctional as they are bigger than life.
Looks like they partied too hard. Well, we're going out to get some breakfast. Later, dudes.
Number 13, The Toxic Avenger. The Toxic Avenger franchise.
And you can tell all your scum friends that things are gonna change in this town. I'm not just another pretty face.
Most superheroes tend to have a tragic origin story, or a bizarre source of their superpowers. The Toxic Avenger utilizes both, albeit taken to a hilarious and campy extreme.
Let's get it!
Shit! He's on the roof! He's on the roof! Get him up! He's gonna kill both of us!
Melvin is a hapless, nerdy janitor at a health club whose life is made miserable by evil customers who mistreat him. But when a ridiculous accident transforms him into a grotesque, muscle-bound hero, he gets his revenge. Unlike Captain America or Superman, the Toxic Avenger's super abilities come with the cost of physical ugliness, which is matched only by the ugliness of his tactics. The only thing separating him from a slasher like Freddy Krueger is the vileness of his victims.
And the next time you're in danger or in need of help, look to the horizon and maybe, just maybe, the Toxic Avenger will be there.
Number 12, Coon and Friends, South Park.
Let her go!
Excuse me? The beauty of a long-running satirical show like South Park is that sooner or later, almost every aspect of our culture gets targeted. The children of South Park love to imitate what they see in pop culture, including superheroes. Led by Eric Cartman as the egotistical Coon, the boys of South Park call attention to the exaggerated self-importance and flawed motivations of superheroes.
Your evil-doing days are over, Mosquito. All of you shall now be dealt the swift hand of justice.
Cartman, you are the bad guy, not us.
Their antics are rife with somewhat skewed childish imagination, utilizing both bizarre costumes and convoluted plots. Unsurprisingly, this group is totally dysfunctional and lacks any genuine heroism. They thirst for recognition above all else, absolutely roasting more self-serious works from mainstream comic book heroes in the process.
I reached the Gulf of Mexico in no time, and with all my strength, I drag Cthulhu back to the depths from whence he came.
Number 11, Crimson Bolt, Super.
People who care about their lives. They're not humiliated at every turn.
Frank Darbo is an instantly relatable and recognizable guy. He's completely dissatisfied with his life, whose only highlights are his wedding day and once stopping a purse snatcher. In a fit of depression after his wife leaves him, Frank seemingly has a religious vision. This experience leads him to become the Crimson Bolt, a makeshift vigilante out to fight street crime.
It's me, the Crimson Bolt. You just made the biggest mistake of your life. Shut up, crime.
He has no powers, no training, and criminals see him as utterly ridiculous. He's a costumed hero in a world where that is unbearably stupid. He's too rageful to be heroic in any real sense, unlike the polished comic heroes we're used to. Super uses dark comedy and gritty tone to lambast the genre's often unrealistic and glorified portrayal of crime fighting.
You really think that killing me, stabbing me to death is gonna change the world? I can't know that for sure. Unless I try.
Number 10, The Vindicators, Rick and Morty franchise.
It's Maximus, Renegade Star Soldier!
Sorry I'm late. It was happy hour.
Rick and Morty is a show about the misadventures of the universe's most dangerous man and his grandson. When the Vindicators, an intergalactic band of superheroes, ask for their help, Morty is indescribably excited. Modeled after the Avengers and Justice League, the Vindicators seem to be powerful, noble heroes. Resentful of Morty's respect for them, Rick creates a series of traps designed to reveal their deep dysfunction. They're a squad rife with inflated egos, petty conflicts, and incredible incompetence.
It's a bit. All of the descriptors apply to all of you. Drunk Rick's point is that none of you are very special or different. That's always his point.
Let's just get through this as quickly as possible. Then we'll deal with the two of you.
Rick's cynical, irreverent interactions with the Vindicators deflates their self-important swagger. It also exposes the often shallow moral dichotomies we see in everyday superhero stories. The Vindicators' hypocrisy and fragility present a depressing view of what such a team might actually be like.
Rick, is this a Saw thing? Are you seriously sawing the Vindicators?
Morty, I'm a drunk, not a hack.
Number 9, One Punch Man. One Punch Man.
How dare you confront Mother Earth's apostle for such a mindless reason? Yet what can be expected from a hero?
What if being the world's most powerful hero was incredibly dull and boring? That's the premise of One Punch Man, a manga and adult anime. Saitama trains himself, losing his hair in the process, to become powerful enough to defeat virtually any foe with a single punch. This great feat leaves him in a perpetual state of ennui. He has no nemesis, no indomitable foe to conquer, the odds are never against him, so he struggles with finding the point of life as a superhero.
Having overwhelming strength is pretty boring, actually.
Manga and anime can be melodramatic forms of media, making the anticlimactic nature of One Punch Man truly stand out. Saitama is Superman or Goku living in a state of perpetual existential crisis.
Well, that was lame. I kinda had my hopes up, too.
Number 8, Megamind. Megamind.
This is a day you and Metrocity shall not soon forget!
Just as the MCU was taking off, DreamWorks released Megamind, a brilliant animated spoof that flipped the superhero script. It centers on the villain instead of the hero, showing that these terms can really just be a matter of perspective. Megamind, a blue-skinned, super-intelligent alien, may technically be a villain. After all, he is constantly at odds with his square-jawed heroic nemesis, Metro Man. What Megamind really wants, though, is what we all want deep down: recognition and purpose.
A bullfighter with no bull to fight, in other words. I have no purpose. Now, ask me how I'm going to do it. Go on, ask!
how are you gonna do it?
As such, the movie presents a bad guy who's eminently more interesting and relatable than the hero. The film further satirizes heroes with twists like Metro Man faking his death to escape the superhero life, and Megamind's clumsy attempts to be good. Number 7. KickAss. KickAss franchise.
How about that, huh? Oh yeah. Didn't see that, did ya?
The first thing to understand about KickAss is that it takes place in a world closer to ours than most other superhero stories. It places ordinary, flawed individuals in the capes and tights, typically reserved for larger-than-life heroes. The protagonist, Dave Lazowski, is a regular teenager who decides to become a superhero despite lacking any special powers or training. He's naive and clumsy, quickly getting in over his head. KickAss shows that vigilantism is actually kind of dumb in real life. It's a unique blend of brutal realism mixed with comic book elements. As such, it somehow manages to critique superheroes while delivering a fresh, entertaining take on what it means to be a hero.
We're gonna dress like heroes. We should act like heroes.
He'd be proud of you, Dave. He'd be proud of all of us.
Number 6. Lego Batman, the Lego Movie franchise.
I am fighting a few different people.
What?
I like to fight around.
Okay, look, I'm fine with you fighting other people if you want to do that, but what we have is special.
Lego Batman is a masterful spoof of the Caped Crusader. He's at once a roast and a celebration of the Dark Knight. By exaggerating Batman's traits, his brooding loneliness, need for control, and obsession with his own legend, the character hilariously deconstructs his persona. He's presented as a vainglorious drama queen who succeeds despite himself. Even while being satirical, the Lego Batman movie delivers an exciting superhero tale.
Okay, everyone grab onto me.
It's funny, heartfelt, and action-packed. The film embraces the genre's tropes even as it playfully subverts them. This balance allows it to critique and honor Batman at the same time, presenting a refreshing take on the character after most of a century of pop culture.
This music is filling me with rage. Let's use it.
Number 5. The Mystery Men. Mystery Men.
To learn my teachings, I must first teach you how to learn.
The Mystery Men had their origins in the absurdist comic series Flaming Carrot Comics, which features a man with a giant flaming carrot for a head. This eccentric foundation sets the tone for the movie's hilariously offbeat take on the superhero genre. Mystery Men follows a group of inept, quirky heroes like Mr. Furious, whose power is getting mad. He fights alongside the Shoveler, a man who fights with a shovel, and the Blue Raja, a man who tosses cutlery.
Learn to hide your strikes from your opponent and you more easily strike his hide.
These characters, lacking conventional superpowers, highlight the seeming randomness of superpowers as a concept. Thrust into situations as absurd as their powers, the Mystery Men are as earnest and adorable as they are ridiculous.
Well, that was a complete waste of time.
Like so many things we do.
Number 4. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles franchise.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Heroes in a half shell. Turtle power.
40 years of comics, cartoons, and feature films have made the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles a staple of American culture. When they were created by Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird, they were meant to be a dark parody of several superhero trends.
We're ninjas. We're mutants.
Well, technically we're turtles. Oh, and we're teenagers. But we can still have adult conversations.
Raised to be ninja warriors by Splinter, the heroes in a half shell were mutated, much like Daredevil, by toxic ooze spilled on the streets of Manhattan. And where Daredevil fights the Hand, the Turtles take on the Foot. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles parodies superhero tropes by combining the absurd, mutant turtles trained in ninjutsu, with classic superhero elements. The Turtles fight crime with iconic catchphrases and powerful ninjutsu. Their playful, pizza-loving personalities mock more traditional superhero stories.
Cowabunga.
Huh?
I made a funny.
Number 3. The Tick. The Tick.
City! City! I am the Tick! And you have melted my heart. From this day forth, I will spread my buttery justice over your every nook and cranny.
Created by Ben Edlund, the Tick is an over-the-top, blue-suited, nearly indestructible hero. This nigh-invincible paragon is also an absolute moron, with a penchant for ridiculous catchphrases and a complete lack of self-awareness. The Tick's unrelenting optimism and naivete contrast hilariously with the mundane, often cynical world around him.
But all in a day's work for a superhero.
His sidekick, Arthur, is an accountant who dresses like a giant moth. Arthur grounds the comics and TV shows with his relatable anxieties and reluctance.
Well, that's a start. What else you got?
Nothing. I've got nothing. This is just an apartment. What are you doing here?
The Tick mocks superhero tropes by presenting both villains and allies who are all equally eccentric and inept. The Tick excels as a genre spoof by going full tilt on its silliness. It lowers the stakes to confirm that superheroes are, at their heart, a form of absurdist escapism.
Who was that blue stranger?
He was the Tick.
Number 2, Omni-Man, Invincible.
I killed the Guardians of the Globe. Wait, before you say anything, just listen, please.
In the world of the Invincible comics and TV show, the Guardians of the Globe are Earth's mightiest heroes. Modeled after the Justice League and the Avengers, they defend the world from superpowered threats. Unfortunately, their strongest member isn't what he appears. Omni-Man is a Viltrumite, an alien race of mustachioed monsters bent on brutal galactic domination.
You don't seem to understand. Earth isn't yours to conquer.
Omni-Man is an obvious parody of Superman, a superhero who's powerful, alien, and protective. His real mission, though, is to conquer the Earth on behalf of the Viltrumite Empire. When pushed to action, Omni-Man's power is only matched by his ruthlessness and brutality. He's a dark reflection of the Man of Steel, and is even willing to brutalize his own son.
Do you really think you can stop me?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Homelander and the Seven, The Boys.
And I am very excited for everyone to meet the real me.
In The Boys, superheroes are managed by a greedy megacorporation, Vought International. Vought manufactures a culture built around hero worship. Starting with Soldier Boy, a Captain America parody, and his Avengers-like team Payback, America gets used to heroes. The next iteration is an immortal parody of the Justice League called The Seven. Homelander, with his Superman-like powers and psychopathic tendencies, epitomizes the dangers of unchecked power. Raised to be desperate for love, Homelander is willing to stoop to any level to fill the emotional hole within.
No, you stay back! All of you, stay back!
Like Payback, the Seven are corrupt and self-serving, ruled by ego and fear. The excesses of superheroes in The Boys are too depraved to mention, epitomizing the famous maxim, absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Together, we will make sure that this never happens to our great nation ever again! God bless you. God bless America.
We hear you, Homelander!
And I hear you, brother!
Did this list hit the target, or did we fire blanks? Let us know your favorite superhero parodies in the comments below.
What about your name? Tell him your name.
Okay, I don't have one yet, but I'm leaning towards Brother Man.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.